We figured it out through AJ. AJ's telling you we are winning in spite of Nick. Who changes a play on fourth down unless you're frustrated with the sidelines and their coaching? Who does that? Big Silz, National Football Show. Appreciate all of you coming aboard. As always, hit the like button out of the gate. First 15 minutes will be some of the most important 15 minutes. Please hit that like button. Also subscribe. Xander told me something a year ago that like half of you watch the program and all you have to do is hit that little subscribe button. Doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that bad puppy. We appreciate that. And also, all super chats go to the top. One of the greatest NFL players of all time, and maybe he gets his just dues this year. He is part of the broadcast team for the Detroit Lions. Big game on Sunday, obviously, at Lincoln Financial. 20-year veteran, Lomas Brown will join us. He's up for consideration for Pro Football's Hall of Fame. And we will talk with him, and I can promise you this. He loves him some Lane Johnson. That dude loves Lane Johnson, man. He is a big Lane Johnson fan. And we'll talk to the legendary Lomas Brown. That will be at 5:30. Big Z will be sitting with us at 3:30. We look forward to talking to all of you as well. Make sure you hit that like button. And thank you very much. Okay. A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown. Misunderstood. Leader. Cancer. Some folks, again, will be on one side of the aisle with this conversation today. Cancer. Leader. One thing I could say this about A.J. Brown. There's nothing in the middle. This is who he is. And you either like him or you don't. You either think he's a great teammate or you don't. There's no gray area here. I actually like people like that. At least you know who they are, good or bad. Right? Okay. What is the one thing that you have noticed over the last 24 hours since A.J. Brown has gone on that show, that podcast, and some of the comments that he made yesterday in the locker room concerning the Philadelphia Eagles offense? What is the one thing that nobody else is reporting? What is the one thing that you've noticed? What is the most obvious thing that is coming out of this story and this drama in Philly? Anybody? Anybody? What's the one thing that you're noticing about this drama in Philly? Oh, that doesn't shock me, dude. Not involving Howie? Maybe. A.J. Hurts? What's the one thing? Hey, by the way, you see these people that post this 7-2? Isn't it funny? That 7-2 doesn't matter to A.J. Brown. It only matters to fucking people like Bird Gangbang. I mean, it only matters to him and M. Reyes. Here's another guy. That 7-2 record doesn't even matter to A.J. Brown. It only matters to M. Reyes and Gangbang. That's it, baby. Okay? The only people right here, look at this, matters to M. Reyes and Gangbang. How you doing? Okay, I'll tell you flat out. Okay? You notice no other teammates have said that AJ's wrong? You notice nobody has said what the guy has been saying is wrong? AJ needs to follow along here. Even the quarterback's not addressing it. Has anybody noticed? Not one teammate is telling him to shut up, and every teammate is silent. He's not wrong. Or his teammates would be telling people in the media he's wrong. I'm going to tell you what and where I'm going in a minute here. And many of you may not like it. But one thing is for sure. I have not heard one teammate say one negative thing about A.J. Brown and his comments. Whether it's the right thing to do by going in public and saying it, you could debate that. That's a different topic. But at the end of the day, A.J. Brown is calling Nick Sirianni out. Look at how many people waffled around that all day long today. I listened to every show. They waffled around it. A.J. Brown has a problem with Nick Sirianni. And really, in some aspects, so does Jalen Hurts. Their relationship's not great. Nick Sirianni. Here it is. A.J. Brown's blaming Nick. He is blaming Nick. Tell me I'm wrong. We ain't blaming the quarterback. I heard his comments about Jalen. Jalen's got so much shit to do. He's got to set protections. He's got people in his face. This guy's got a ton of shit that he's got to do. Kevin Patullo, I've never heard AJ say one negative thing about. I've never heard one negative thing about Kevin Patullo from AJ Brown. Well, there's one guy left in the building. He's fucking dogging Nick Sirianni. Silz, Eagles beat the Lions and the Cowboys. You're in the playoffs. Yes. Jason is backing up AJ. Okay, Jason Kelsey's backing AJ up. Everybody's backing AJ. Well, who the fuck do you think AJ Brown is directing this shit at? He thinks, get this, guys. This is a take. I don't know this for a fact. Do you think that A.J. Brown is actually looking out for Jalen Hurts saying, you're fucking that guy over with that stupid-ass fucking philosophy of yours? You're fucking up a window of greatness with that. What's that thing that John and them guys risk averse? I'll have to look that shit up later. What do you think? This is fucking economics class? Or we're building an atomic bomb? Risk of what the fuck is that? Go play football, man. Silz, could you see a potential Jimmy Johnson situation happening back to back and then get fired? Well, no, I don't see that because that owner likes this kind of shit. Did you see Bob Lang peeking over AJ's shoulder or under it when he was speaking to the press? Yeah, that guy is up his ass because that fucking guy doesn't want any bad look. The number one directive from Jeffrey Lurie is never make the Eagles look bad, or the front office, or Howie, or him. The rest of those guys, they don't want guys talking shit on one another. Let me ask you something again here. Okay? A.J. Brown is, in my opinion now, he's looking at Nick Sirianni going, you're fucking greatness up. Is he not doing that? Is he not doing that? Is that guy not doing that? You got one of the worst passing offenses in pro football history for a contending football team. You got a star player saying it's not the quarterback. I heard him say it. One thing I could tell you, I don't believe A.J. Brown's a liar. Jalen Hurts and him have a business relationship. Now it's probably morphed into that after all the bullshit that's been going on in the locker room. I mean, right? And AJ's trying to express his comments that Nick Sirianni's philosophy on being conservative like that Dude, it's not about, hey, you know what? You know these losers that post 7-2? AJ wants better than 7-2. He wants a fucking Super Bowl. Okay? Dude. Hey, get this. My friend, I don't believe that you're going to have a 23 meltdown, but if you don't get this shit right, you're going to have a fucking meltdown to some extent. AJ's telling you that. By the way, AJ's trying to prevent a 23. Don't you agree AJ Brown's trying to prevent a 23 meltdown? And by the way, you see this fucking idiot? Everything this guy just posted, AJ said, is not true. You're not on track in his eyes. Only in M. Reyes' eyes. Can you imagine that? Some fucking lunatic comes in here and disputes a guy who's in the fucking locker room. And fucking this guy says that you're on track for a Super Bowl. AJ Brown saying you're not. But this guy believes himself over a player who's in the locker room and everyone is defending. What a dick. This guy has no idea what he's talking about as usual. Everybody is defending AJ Brown. The player is pointing out you're not on the way there, but this guy still believes because you know why? He's got his Bob Lane glasses on. Think about that. And you got a plethora of assholes like that guy who believe that. Your own players don't believe it. Your players believe they have enough talent to win a Super Bowl, but they don't believe the way they're playing they're going to win. Your wide receiver surely doesn't. How am I reading that wrong? I fucking heard him. I heard him. I heard him say that yesterday all day long. Some of you in here don't want to hear the truth. I mean, Silz, consider Jimmy telling you and Jerome not to get after the quarterback. Just hold the line. The team is winning, but just clog up the middle. Yeah, no. Get this. You know what we would both say? We'd both walk in there and go, JJ, man, let's get the best out of us here. That's just getting the job done. Talk about frustrated. You bet we would be frustrated. You bet we would be. Silz, the man Jalen had a winning record before Sirianni ever became a coach. Did he not take his record on too? Nick Sirianni has taken on the organization's record. That's not his record. It's the organization's record. Name me one thing he's done to build that football team. Has he built the quarterback into being a prolific passer? No. Did he add any players on the team? Were there any decision-making? No. Were there any coaches? Some bad, mostly bad by him, but the organization would come in. He didn't hire Vic Fangio. They didn't hire Vic Fangio. Front office did. It's early in the season. Jalen will run more, and that will really open up. Yeah, I think he has to too, my friend. I think he has to run. And that'll open up the passing game and get the run game going, yes. Dude, Nick Sirianni, like I told you before, he's a librarian. And I think the guy that A.J. Brown doesn't have respect for is Nick. I think he likes Nick. I don't think he likes Nick's football mind and his football IQ because he doesn't have any. Nick had to hire his homeboy who never called plays. And how's that working out? How's that working out? Silz, I still haven't forgotten Jalen's straitjacket comments and his post-Super Bowl comment about Nick hiring Kevin. Right. Straitjacket. Nick Sirianni in a straitjacket. Puts the players in a straitjacket, and the players don't want to be. They want to be more open to like fulfilling the greatness of all the players that are in the huddle. Get this, guys. The guy's only use is to grab coffee and donuts. Thank you, Kev. Here, look, M. Reyes is great for content because not one player Not one player. Get this. This is perfect. One of the fastest to get to 55 wins. Yeah, he's George Seifert. Nice librarian. Yeah. George Seifert had a better record than this fucking guy. Better record. And they fired him. He's a fucking doorkeeper. Hey, by the way, AJ's calling someone out. It ain't Hurts. We found that out. It ain't Kevin Petula. We now know it's Nick. Why can't people in the media say it? AJ's got a problem the way Nick runs the offense. I mean, what's Jalen running? Buddy Shower? Dickerson? He can't reach the edge anymore. The Packers nose tackle outran him. I don't believe that. I think Jalen Hurts, there's nothing wrong with Jalen Hurts. I mean, Landon Dickerson now, not being able to get out in the perimeter. Hey, corporate pump? Yeah. Well, I think that's got a lot to do with his injuries. I really do. I don't think he can get out there on the perimeter like he can, and he couldn't have passed. Silz, it's Nick's offense, and he refused to take control and run with it. Okay? Right. That alone should tell you all you need to know. Hey, Prince, this is Nick Sirianni that they're bitching at. The players are bitching at Nick. And no one's saying AJ's wrong. Don't you guys see that? Nobody's calling AJ out on the team. Hey, dude, the guys should sit down and be quiet. We're winning. Get this. We're the only ones saying that. Hey, by the way, just like fucking douchebag M. Reyes. 7-2. Funny? Nobody on the team is saying that. Hey, we're 7-2. We're number one seed in the NFC. Nobody's saying that. Everybody is defending AJ in their silence. Are they not? They're defending him. The only people that believe things are good are dingbats. Okay? If Eagles hired experienced DC on defense, why not do the same on the offense? Oh, wait. It's Sirianni and management fighting for control. Completely true. See what my favorite Kim, second favorite Kim, next to the one downstairs. I said this to Z earlier. Zero coincidence. Darius and Jahir ratified as soon as they got there. They were excited to come here. What's really going on? You're right, Kim. When they first initially got here, they're like, I can't wait to be an Eagle. Then all of a sudden they got here and they said, I gotta pull away from the game. Dead on, Kim. I thought Nick had no say in the offense. That's not what AJ's saying. Hey, Khalid, do you agree? How many people in here agree with me that AJ Brown is calling out the head coach? Not one person on the air in WIP or any print in Philly is calling out the head coach right now. AJ Brown is calling out the head coach. Get this. I heard John today say this. John did it in a nice way. You know what he said? Well, it's the way they want to run the offense through the head coach. Well, fuck, that's who he's calling out then, John. That's who they're calling out. And the players in their silence are calling Nick out. How are you not there? No person in that building is saying to tell Brown, shut the fuck up. That's an indictment on Nick Sirianni. Love Big Marsh. Didn't one of your great listeners tell you this a little? Nicky running this offense. How you doing, Big Silz? Still think AJ needs to stop. We'll get to whether the method, Marsh. I think you're right on the method. Okay? I do. I think you're right. I mean, but then again, if they're not listening to him, maybe he has no. Dude, that guy's not stupid. Marsh, thank you, man. Marsh, that guy's not stupid. I think T.O.'s stupid. I don't think this guy's stupid. Marsh, I do not think that A.J. Brown's stupid. Is Nick's contract still a secret? Ooh. Yeah. I know what Todd Bowles signed for. I know what Sean Payton signed for. I know what Mike Tomlin signed for. Not Nicky. I told you, man. I think the guy's making between 12 and 13, I heard. That's what Howard Eskin said. 12 and 13? Lane Kiffin's going to make more money at Ole Miss. He's going to make more money at Ole Miss this coming year. In Mississippi. So I'm starting to think Howie does care if they get an experienced coach to run the offense. I think Nick does, and the analytics department do. Yeah, bro, that's the way you do business. Let me ask you this. Have you ever hired an experienced head coach in Jeffrey Lurie's time outside of Ray Rhodes? And a guy who was a head football coach. Have you ever in your life hired a coach that had any NFL head coaching experience? The answer is no. Even Andy Reid, he was a quarterback coach in Green Bay. You think there's any coincidence they don't want anybody's? Now I know why you didn't want to hire Cliff Kingsbury. He had an idea of how he wanted. Cliff Kingsbury didn't get that job because you know why? He would have been a perfect coach for Jalen. Look at the body of work that he has with working with the players that he has. I mean, there's no question. That guy would have been a great hire for Jalen. But he had ideas on what he wanted, and they went, yeah, I don't think so. Then they tried to blame it that he wanted to fire Stoutland. I talked to Doug Williams. That turned out to be a lie. That's not true and why he didn't get the job. He wanted to coach Jalen the same way that Shane Steichen did. Organization didn't want it. Dude, they controlled the offense and the money through the coordinators and the approach. By the way, the head coach doesn't believe in the quarterback. Do you agree with this one? I am more convinced that this guy's a fucking buffoon as a head coach. He's a fucking buffoon. So let's go here with the facts here and why I'm calling him a fucking buffoon. If you've got all this talent and you think Jalen can do it, why don't they try it? Because the coach doesn't believe in him. A.J. Brown's calling the head coach's scheme out. What the fuck else do you people need to hear? Get this. Every day it's the same shit. We are commenting, folks. You see Marquise, whatever this fucking guy's name is? Because it's something new every day, guy, based off the same bullshit. That's your team. I cover what goes on daily on your team, not shit I make up. This is your Philadelphia Eagles on a day-to-day fucking basis. It makes no sense now. AJ's calling out Nick and his culture. There you go. There you go, my good friend, Big Marshall. You got it, baby. Great stuff. Absolutely. Guys are getting it. Thank you, Steve-O. Look at him smoking that cigar. Nick is not completely the problem. Hurts, yes. Hurts has limitations to capabilities, arm talent, etc. The team knows this and wants to go back to 22 Hurts. Upper management wanted to see Hurts progress, but it ain't happening yet. So it's all subjective. Hey, Steve-O, they hire passing coordinators, though, Steve-O. Steve-O, they hire. Why are you hiring passing coordinators? That's for Nick. Nick, get this, guys. Let me ask you something here. Who needs a babysitter on the sidelines? Nick. Who needs coaching around him? Nick. not Jalen. Dude, Jalen Hurts, his approach to the game is not the problem. It's Nick's approach to the game. That's the problem for the players. They're winning in spite of, hey, get this. Here's the comment. They're not winning in spite of Hurts. They are winning in spite of that fucking coach. We figured it out through AJ. AJ's telling you, we are winning in spite of Nick. Who changes a play on fourth down unless you're frustrated with the sidelines and their coaching? Who does that? Players they've had it. They've had it. That's right. Nick is not completely the problem. Hurts has limitations to capabilities, arm talents, etc. The team knows this. And once you go back to 22 Hurts, upper management wanted to see Hurts progress, but it ain't happening yet. So it's all subjective. Steve-O, once again, no, man. This guy is an RPO quarterback and has passing limitations. He's not any of those guys like Josh Allen. Do you know what you don't hear ever in Buffalo? Well, guess what? AJ's out this week. Ooh. The running back's out this week. Ooh. An offensive lineman's out this week. Ooh. You never hear any of that shit because it doesn't matter in Buffalo because Allen's got to do it himself. You never hear, well, the wide receiver's out. You can't even name their wide receivers. Fucking nobody talks like that. He is limited. But he has strengths that win games. Yeah, right. That is a lie with turnovers. He's struggling with turnovers? Let's take a look at that. He's struggling. What a fuck. I mean, you'll make anything up to make your boy sound good. Okay? And by the way, he is good. Jalen Hurts is good. And by the way, I am not going to sit here and debate at all anything Jalen Hurts and Josh Allen. It's an asinine conversation. It's asinine when you talk like that. Asinine. Josh Allen has 5 turnovers, and he's struggling with turnovers. And he's got 15 touchdowns, and he's the only fucking player on that team. Struggling. Yeah, struggling. Right. He struggles because there's no A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith on that freaking team. Stupidity. Your guy is unique. Stick to that. As a matter of fact, I'm not going to any of that debate any longer. We've had that conversation, and that's in the rear view mirror. He's a limited passer. We win because of talent alone. Our scheme is holding. Your scheme, AJ's afraid your scheme is going to hold you back from potentially winning multiple Super Bowls. That's his fear. That's his fear. Okay? Silz, come on, man. I get it. The AJ narrative gives us something to talk about, but it's obvious that Lori behind the scenes is mediating this crap. We cannot repeat without him, period. I'm not dumping on him. I'm not dumping on AJ Brown. What have you heard me say anything negative? I have not said, you know why I'm not going to say anything negative about AJ Brown? Because the players aren't. Why would I say anything negative on the guy when the players haven't? The players are backing him. Dude, the players, they like Nick. I'm not saying they don't. But there's no question they're calling the quarterback out. Or the head coach out. The upper management doesn't want their $250 million investment hurt They want him to go back to 22 Hurts because of that injury factor. Dude, they're not running to he's not anything near 22 because he doesn't run the ball. I don't think, hey, Steve-O, I disagree with you, bro. And I appreciate you, man, but I don't think they want him to go back to 22. I think they want him to be something completely different. I think they wanted him to be they don't want him to be an RPO. They don't run any RPOs. The quarterback hasn't run in the. Hey, Kyle, who put that stat up the last 5 games? How many rushing yards Hurts has? Compared to how many he had in the first part of. Hey, by the way, compared to what you had in the first 5, over the last, 4 games? What are you guys, 2-2? Look at the last 4 or the 4 games prior to that and how many times he took off running. You're 2-2 over the last 4 games. Prior to that, take a look at how many rushing yards he had prior to these last 4 games. 55 yards he's had in the last 4 games. 55 yards rushing. That's not RPO, my friends. That's them throwing them 5-yard outs, 5 yards, and hammering those zone runs. Boom, 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 boom. Here's the Eagle offense. I think it's become as predictable as it can be. 5 yards, 5 yards, 5 yards. Zone run, 2 yards, 2 yards, 2 yards, 3 yards, 2 yards. Make a mistake, they make a play, they're going to beat you. That team's not going to score 30 points in game. I think you've only scored 30 points once this year in 9 ball games so far. The other one, offensively, I'm saying, you're not a high-powered offense. I mean, you're a tomato can offense. Dan AJ deleted all tweets praising which member of our organization. There's your answer. Why are we trying to rewrite history? Dude, he addressed Jalen yesterday, though. That was good enough for me. I agree with Xander. This guy had a teed-up shot to take an absolute shot at the quarterback, and he didn't want to go there. And that's a guy that's not going to not go there, and he would have strategically done it in a way. I went back and listened to it, too. It was teed up, and somebody teed him up to go right. Somebody was looking for a soundbite there, and he didn't give it to you. He could have easily have given you a soundbite by saying something like this. What do you think? And that's all you would have needed to know. But he didn't do that. Okay? No. See this? No. You mean AJ can't cope with the wins. You got the wrong guy, dude. I'm commenting on your player. I'm not putting the topic out. Okay? You got the wrong guy. Blame me for your players talking shit on him. I don't get this either. There were 6 in play calling. I didn't really think Johnny Morton was doing that bad a job. But I think Dan Campbell wants to run the ball more. You know what the number 1 running attack is in pro football? It's Josh Allen. Do you know what the number 6 passing attack is in pro football? It's Josh Allen. Wait a minute. I think they're 11th in passing. They're 11th in passing and 1st in rushing. And it's Josh Allen and their running back, and that's fucking it. How's that? How do you have less talent on your football team and you're with a better offense with lesser talent? How's that possible? You're the most gifted offense in pro football, and you don't act like it. After he talked about the offense, AJ and Silz in the same boat. Hate to see it. Think about that. Josh Allen's got the number one rushing attack in pro football. You got Saquon Barkley. Their old line's nowhere near what you have. And your wide receivers and your tight end are nowhere near Buffalo's. How the fuck are they better than you? Oh, let me guess. It's the quarterback. Even Sean McDermott. Oh, no, and Joe Brady. And Joe Brady. Get this. Yes, Silz. It's just Alan Cook. By the way, TF is Kean Coleman. Those guys are nowhere in the room what you have in Philly. Zero. They couldn't start on the Philadelphia Eagles. They could not start. Silz, reread my super. I said upper management doesn't want him to go back. Okay, Steve-O, you're dead on. Upper management doesn't want their $250 million investment. Okay? They don't want him to go back to 22 because of the injury factor. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Steve-O. Yes, sir. You're right, brother. Thank you, Xander, for doing that, dude. Absolutely, Steve-O. You're dead on. She says, you think one day Jalen Hurts could grow to be a competent or decent quarterback? I think he's a decent quarterback right now, dude. Hey, Tom Brady can't run. You think Tom Brady will ever develop into being a decent runner? No. You think Tom Brady developed into being a good passer? Yeah. Jalen could be a better passer and make himself more complete. I think he's gotten light years ahead of what he was when he first came in the league in 21. Okay? I do. I think he's gotten a lot better as a passer. Get this, though. Pump. The guy just learned how to set protections last year. High school quarterbacks know how. High school quarterbacks, they know how to set protections. Silz, in this game, my top two priorities is stopping Gibbs and Laporta, the tight end. Number 3 is St. Brown. Dude, they got a balanced offense, and Goff spreads the ball around. AJ wants the 22 offense back. He wants the chemistry and the rhythm and the tempo. Dominating teams, not playing it too safe. The worst thing ever happened to the Philadelphia Eagles last year was how they won the Super Bowl. Not that you won it, was how they won it. Because they just stopped giving a shit about the passing game. It's almost like they've stopped. They just said, fuck the passing game. That's either that or something else is up. They just went, fuck it. Who cares? Right? I see tons of improvement from Hurts. That's right. When he went to Tom House, we reported that one of the first times because we got a friend who's friends with Teemu Selanne, and he ate at his restaurant, the former hockey player, and he was out there working with him out there, Rico. And everyone's like, he's not working with Tom House. Then it was reported he was working with Tom House. They saw him in his restaurant, Tom House and Jalen Hurts at Teemu Selanne's place. That's where he takes all of his clients, like Tom Brady, they eat at Teemu Selanne's restaurant they have out there in Southern California. And I know Teemu very well. And he goes, hey, Hurts is in here with Tom House. I was like, wow, really? Okay. Can the defense carry this team to the Super Bowl? No, not yet. Not yet. Not until we find out more corner position, safety position, and if Jalen Phillips will stay healthy. I mean, remember I told you guys you would love Jalen Phillips when healthy. Keep that in your minds. Don't let that fade away. When healthy, he is a good football player. I told you this, that you were going to like him. Okay? Dude, A.J. Brown's calling the head coach out. You need to have Coach on more. You mean Coach Tressman? I still left at The two of you. Oh, Coach Jason Brown. Good football talk, no BS, and old school conversations. Awesome. Hey, Jeff, you mean Coach Jason Brown. I think he enjoys coming on. And so I think we'll probably try to do that on a weekly basis. I really do. I think we will. Okay. Okay. I do. I think I absolutely do. I think we're going to do that. Let's see here. Batula wants Jalen to turn his back to the defense on play action. Recipe for disaster when he's under center. Dude, he's not a very good play caller. But he doesn't have to be great. Throw right, throw left, 5-yard passes. And he doesn't have to be a creative play caller. And that offense, what's creative? They do these Mickey Mouse plays every now and then. Dude, the most creative play they've ever had is the tush push. Silz, I think Nick ignores situational football to stick with his philosophy. You mean analytics? I think the analytics department is ruining your opportunity at winning multiple Super Bowls. Sorry. They are. The Philadelphia Eagles are in a golden moment right now. And A.J. Brown is telling you, he's screaming it. He is screaming it. So A.J. said he wants to help the offense contribute. The guy can get 10 fucking targets, catches is one thing. Can he get targets at all? Absolutely, man. He's not looking for, dude, Diane, he's looking for fucking greatness. Silz, talk me off the ledge. I think it's about to be a massacre Sunday. Lions are going to blow us out of the water and send Jalen and crew in the tailspin. I don't think that's a possibility because of the defense on that side of the ball and because of Vic Fangio. I don't believe that, Pump. I just don't. I don't think, hey, listen, I think AJ's concerned about some type of meltdown. This is the same carbon copy of what happened in 23. You beat a bunch of good teams early and faded against shitty teams like the Giants and the Cardinals. Explain that. Get this. In 2023, you beat teams that were better than you did in 22 in the regular season, right? And you fell apart. You had a better record against better football teams in 23. Then you fell apart. Silz, what is more important, the winning or running a competent offense on paper? This team should look much better than it does. And I think we get exposed in Detroit. Every possibility that could happen. Detroit's good on both sides of the football. They got great safeties. Corners, a little bit suspect. Okay, I think their linebackers are good. Their front four is really good. You don't have an advantage anywhere in that ball game. Quarterback, O-line, running game, D-line, linebackers, maybe. Surely not in the back. Well, surely not corner two. Or in your safety. They got the two best. They could have the two best combination of safeties in the league. How is your defense fucking better? You don't have a better. Who do you have that's better than Aiden Hutchinson? They're number 5 in defense. What are you fucking talking about? You're 25th or 18th. What are you talking about? You have a better defense. What are you talking about? Carter's not better than Aiden Hutchinson. How many people think Carter's played better than Aiden Hutchinson this year? Nobody. I said linebackers. Underdog been eating too many ramen noodle packs. Detroit is about to put out a blueprint on how to beat the Eagles, just like the Niners did in 23. That's some people's thoughts. Okay? That's some people's thoughts. Yes. Your other corner, horrible. So you Ringo's covering Ahmad St. Brown, right? Or that's going to go Q. Okay? Is that right? And you do give up the run. I think they're third and run rush offense. Maybe second and running. Where are they right now offensively? Let's take a look at the Lions here, where they are offensively. Lions are 6th in offense. They're 10th in passing offense. They're 6th in rushing. They're 2nd in scoring offense. Oh, they're going to put 30 up. And third down, they're 20th. They're a big score offense. Okay? Silz, if we beat them, what will you say after that? The Eagles do what they always do. They find a way to win. What will I say? Congratulations. Let me ask you something else here. How many people think the Eagles are bored? Offensively. Really, shit don't matter till you get to the postseason. They're just going to do enough to win a ball game. Let's get to the postseason. I saw the Lakers and Kobe do that all the time. I mean, I saw the Lakers do it. Well, you know why I threw this out? I'm just trying to figure out why you suck on offense. Got to be something. So I'm going to throw everything out. Okay, you don't want to blame the quarterback. Some of you don't want to blame the coach. Some of you don't want to blame the offensive coordinator. Is it complacency? There's a reason why you suck on offense. What is it? Just curious. I mean, I'm just sitting here and you got your star wide receiver calling out your head coach. You know what people in Philly will say? It's not the head coach. Well, then who the fuck is he calling out? He could have called AJ could have called Hurts out yesterday. He didn't. You know what they do in Philly? They tiptoe around saying what I just said. AJ Brown is fucking dog shitting your head coach. And nobody will be that blunt with it except for me. Well, this just in. AJ Brown's taking dog shits and pyramid shits on your head coach. That doesn't mean he doesn't like him. That doesn't mean he doesn't respect him as a man. I think he doesn't respect his football IQ. Silz, I have to apologize for the buffoonery from our fan base. As the leader of the pack, I believe we are not ready for the vaunted Detroit Lions. This is the game everybody wants to see, man. I wanted to see this game last year too. AJ, I know you're watching. Little birdie in your coaching locker room told me you watch. All good. Hey, believe it or not, I'm on your side, bro. I got you. You're taking a shit on that coach's philosophy. And I got to think that that's the front office's philosophy too. Howie Roseman's involved in the game plan. Howie Roseman sits in meetings. Howie Roseman reports back to his dad, Jeffrey Lurie, and tells him the approach they're doing. If you don't think Howie Roseman's not plugged in to everything that's going on in that room and in that coaching staff, fucking guys on the sidelines too, all that bullshit, and you don't think Lurie's in on it, you're out of your minds. and you got your head in the sand as always. Not all of you. 90% of you. You know what the hell you're talking about. It's poor play calling of a poorly designed offense. Okay? Well, that's not Kevin Petullo. This is not Kevin Petullo's fault. Kevin Petullo's fault becomes an issue in game because of his situational play calling and lack their experience of. When it comes to putting the game plan together, that falls at the feet of the head coach. Dude, you know the buck stops here? The buck stops there. You can blame Kevin Petullo all you want. Nick can override any play he wants. Hey, and by the way, your fucking guy is calling him out. AJ is one of the captains of the team, captains of the game in their passing game, and running has to step up, and he's not wrong for talking about it. You're right. He's one of the captains. Their game, get this, but I don't think their game is the passing game. Devontae said it last week. We're a run-oriented team. Bob, thank you, my friend. Silz, Kurt Warner hit the bullseye. AJ's is wired to be involved. It's not that the wins don't matter. The wins are hallowed because he's not part of the win. Hunters want to hunt. Not eat. That's right. That's correct. Hunters want to hunt and not eat your kill. Absolutely true, Bob. And I appreciate that. Absolutely, Bob. I think we're forgetting they're a dome team. Yeah, whatever. LJ is AJ's burner. Silz, how you doing? Who? Who's AJ? Or I mean, who's LJ? Dude, I've had stalkers my entire life. And I don't remember. There was a kid who used to come on our program a long time ago. And I mean, somebody reminded me of his name and I forgot it already because, you know, I try to give everybody opportunities and I forgot the guy's name. He told me his name. He used to come on, started talking shit on me. I said, I don't fucking care. So at the end of the day, whatever, stand at the back of the bus, go have it. I mean, I personally don't really care. Oh, my God, that guy, too. Yeah, no, it's all good, dude. Hey, New Jersey Maniac, right? I mean, geez. It makes me a pump. It makes me a little bit, you know, kind of feel funny when the dude's stalking another dude. I don't know. Seems kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? God bless AJ. Hey, that's right, man. A closed mouth don't get fed. Howie's philosophy. He's going to bite him in the ass unless he's willing to change. He's barking, ain't he? Silz. Hey, listen here, Josh. I think you're really one of the best ones we have here. Silz, we will look back on this Super Bowl window and have regrets like the 90s Cowboys because our front office didn't do all they could to maximize our opportunity with guys like AJ, Saquon, and Smitty. Yeah, that's what – hey, Josh, that's exactly what AJ Brown is saying, is what you just posted. That's exactly what he's saying. 7-2. Isn't it funny? Your own fucking superstar wide receiver is echoing what I'm saying. 7-2. Fucking dorks. Some of you guys are just absolute fucking imbeciles. It's classic. Funny. It's great content. By the way, it's great use of content because all you have to do is watch buffoonery. Says, you know what's going to happen. Golf will have an off day. We will squeak by again, and everyone will say 8-2. He has. And AJ will be pissed on Monday because he'll get one target again. And we'll be back in the same conveyor belt. And we'll have Marquise going, we're talking about this again? Yeah. I comment on what you do daily. What the hell do you think I do here? We don't make this shit up. I don't make it up. I listen to what you guys say. How you doing? I don't know what the hell you're talking about. By the way, guys, hit that like button. We appreciate it. Yes, sir. Who's a better coach, Big Red or Belichick? Oh, I think who's the better offensive coach? Andy. Who's the better defensive coach? Bill. Who's the better talent evaluator? Bill. Remember, Patrick Mahomes wasn't drafted or wasn't brought to Andy Reid by Andy Reid. He was brought to him by John Dorsey. Everybody that went through New England's doorway, Bill Belichick signed off on. And he evaluated. And how many college campuses have you ever seen Andy Reid at? Nick Saban and Bill Belichick, they used to camp out at Alabama. Belichick's first stop was going to Alabama and looking at the talent they had down there. And listening to Nick, and you know what Nick would tell him? Nick would tell him about the rest of the SEC and what players he thought were good in the SEC. Okay? By the way, here, look at this. What is this here? Here, this guy is wonderful for ignorance. Belichick was zero competitive without Brady. Reid actually saw a Super Bowl with two different quarterbacks. Okay, let's put this in perspective. There's 3 quarterbacks in the National Football League right now that Bill Belichick drafted and are starting in the NFL right now. Jacoby Brissett, Mac Jones. He wasn't there for Drake May. But at one time, he had Brady, Garoppolo, Brissett in Indianapolis, and had one more that was starting in the NFL. 4 guys he had at one time. He recruited Amendola, Edelman. He recruited Gronk. He recruited all those star defensive football players. Name me one player that is better than any of the players Andy Reid has ever drafted. That is better, including Mahomes, than what Belichick has done. Yeah, Zappy, that's it. Name me one guy he's ever drafted, Andy Reid, that was better than any player. Mac Jones, that Belichick drafted. One. Name me one player, including Mahomes. Brady's better. Richard, right. Get this right here. He can't draft and he won 6 Super Bowls. And get this. He can't draft, and yet he coached Brady and LT. Okay. Yeah. LT. To be fair, quarterbacks get more opportunities. Okay. Matt Castle, he drafted, and he never started a down. Get this. Let me hook you up on Matt Castle. Matt Castle never started a down. A down. Okay? A down at USC. He won a division title in Kansas City, and he won 11 ball games. 11 ball games. Hold on. What'd you say? I saw somebody say Dawkins. Dawkins is a great defensive back. He is a great defensive back. Let me see something here. Want to double check here. Want to make sure we get that right here. Let's see. Yeah. Dawkins. I'll name you 50 players Belichick has drafted ahead of him. Sales Masterclass today. Sir, we are not worthy of your daily sermon. Your mere presence is enchanting, and we are grateful for your majesty. This guy doesn't mean any of that. Come on, Pump. Come on, Pump. How you doing? Shit, I've only touched the first topic here. Xander will join us at the bottom of the hour. The legendary Lomas Brown will join us at 5:30. All right. Let's go here now. Let's go here. Does A.J. Brown demand a trade at the end of the year? And will Jalen try to stop it? Will he try to demand a trade? Oh, I say, as soon as this season's over, win or lose, he wants out. This is the last you'll see of Brown. You know why? Because I'll ask this question. Who will Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie side with? Nick or AJ?